Chick-fil-A. All of our other sponsors, Energy Solutions, ladies and gentlemen, to feel this on, and also for Richard for the introduction. I appreciate that. You know, it's an interesting story why I'm standing before you here. Javi came to me and said, hey, would you speak? And I kind of took back and I went, why do you want me to speak? And she says, well, you're on the board of directors. We want you to come out and kind of give some success tips and those types of things. And I said, okay, you know, sure, I'll do that. But I had a couple of members come to me and say, Kevin, you're not a big shot. Why are you speaking today? And so I got kind of curious, and I went back and I started to, I asked Jim, I said, Jim, why am I speaking today? And he goes, well, it's kind of a unique story, you know. I really wanted to get the wealthiest guy in Sandy to come speak to our members. But when I made the phone call, he was busy. So I said, that's all right. You know, as you guys know, Jim has the attitude of yes. Right? He's very positive. He's really upbeat. He's like, not a problem. I can take rejection. So he goes, you know what? I'm going to find the guy that runs the largest company in Sandy to come and speak to our members. Makes a phone call. Man, strike two. You know, big X. He's, it's okay. I'm persistent. So he called, or he goes, you know what? Let's find the guy that has the most education, and let's have him come speak to our members. Picks up the phone, calls, strike three. He goes, you know what? Screw it. Just find the best looking guy on our board. Thank you. I actually had in my notes hopeful laughter, so thanks for doing that. I appreciate it. I am a Woolley, and you know, my bio here, I'm a Woolley, so that means that I have the gift of gab. So if I don't have an outline to follow, we're going to be here till like noon. So unless you guys really want me to stay on track, just forgive me. I'll be kind of just checking out my outline just to make sure I stay on track. But I want to just talk a little bit about the opportunity to speak today and the topic that I've chosen. When Javine came to me and said, hey, will you speak? I said, what do you want me to speak about? She said, just success tips. Success tips. Huh, okay, all right. And I said, give me an example. She says, well, somebody talked about their car being clean. Man, my car's filthy. I don't ever clean that thing. I actually vacuumed it out the other day. It was like once in, at least the first time since I've owned it. So, but anyhow, I started to think about this, and about 1:30 in the morning, an idea came to me. And I said, oh, I know what I'm speaking on. I'm going to speak on something that I do every single day in my business, in my world, that has propelled me to the level of success that I've achieved. And that thing is gratitude. Isn't that odd? Gratitude?
No, awesome.
Gratitude. I keep a gratitude journal. This is one of my many gratitude journals that I keep. Okay? And this is something that I do almost on a daily basis. I just take some time out of my day to express to the world what I'm grateful for. And so with that, I thought, you know what? I don't want to just give a speech and then kind of let you guys go. I really want to have this interactive. And so we're going to be going through that exercise today, so prepare yourselves. But I want to talk a little bit about why I believe gratitude is important. My history with the Gratitude Journal, it was introduced to me by one of my mentors. His name is Mike Isom. He runs a huge financial firm down in St. George, very top cable producer, high six-figure, low seven-figure earner per year. Amazing individual. And I was struggling in my business, and he goes, Kevin, you know, you're telling me all these problems that you got going on. What's the positive stuff going on in your life? Have you ever thought about doing a gratitude journal? No, that seems a little weird to me, right? But I said, all right, Mike, I trust you. You're more successful than I am, and I'll start doing that. So I started about 1.5 years ago doing my gratitude journal. And I started to ask, well, where did this really come from, this idea of a gratitude journal? And I just traced it back. And who in here has heard of Lee Brower? Nobody.
Lee Brower.
It's his book here, Lee Brower. It says it's Live Life Deliberately. And he talks about gratitude. He was featured on a movie called The Secret. Who's seen that movie? All right, yeah, okay. So you may have an opinion about it. I have my own opinion about it. Even Lee has his own opinion about that movie. But nevertheless, he was featured on The Secret, and he came and spoke to our clients. And Lee, he does some pretty cool gratitude, some work with gratitude. But it doesn't even go there. It goes back further down the line to a guy named Dan Sullivan. Anybody know Dan Sullivan? He has a company called The Strategic Coach. He coaches very successful entrepreneurs and business owners on how to increase their bottom line and increase their success in business. And Dan, he does what's called a positive focus. What's a positive focus? We're going to do one of those today, so stick with me. Let me talk to you why I found gratitude, or how I've utilized gratitude and why it's important in my life. So, as young infants, okay, we have a baby here. We go through a life cycle, and we go to death. Yeah, we know one thing's for certain, that's death. That's something that I insure against. We can make your death profitable. It's pretty cool. Come see me. We can put a children's policy in place too. So, but hey, we know that life is not linear, right? Has anybody ever had a linear life? You just get more successful every single day. You never have any hiccups on the road. Anybody like that?
Until like 2008.
Up to 2008. So Mark is after speaking because I don't know how that even happens. But life isn't linear, right? Life. This is an industry I used to be in. It's more like a sound wave. And as a baby, we don't have a lot of experiences. We know that we're tired, we're hungry, or we've got to use the potty, right? But as we get a little bit older, our experiences grow, right? We have highs in our lives, moments of success prior to 2008. We have the worst times of our lives, 2009, right? Okay, for some of those people, I've had friends of mine, they were making millions and millions and millions of dollars. 2007 hit. Now they're bankrupt, on unemployment, just not hit. Okay, so we have these times in our lives, these highs, and we have these lows. Here's the danger of life. The danger of life is it goes up and down. And what happens if we drop into this down moment, or these downward sessions, and we don't have the momentum to get back up? What happens? You stay stuck, right? You come back down, and you stay stuck down in this thing, and you can get into a pit of despair. You can go into depression. I've seen my friends do this. It's really sad. Okay? So what does this have to do with gratitude? Well, gratitude, by showing gratitude at all moments in our lives, whether we're at the top or whether we're at the bottom, it's kind of like putting a little jet engine on the end of our skateboard. When we drop into that half pipe, man, that thing hits, bam. And guess what it does? It propels us through these down cycles back up to our next biggest success. So gratitude's important. I understand this is called the law of perturbation. I'd write that, but my marker's spell check doesn't work today, so I don't want to embarrass myself. But this is called the law of perturbation. You can kind of check it out. And it's an important concept to learn in your business. Gratitude is amazing. Gratitude opens your eyes for opportunities. In 2000 and, I guess it was 2008, I was working a steady corporate job, had a corporate vehicle, travel in the country, was working with Best Buy, one of the largest retailers in the nation, and February rolls around of 2009, and my employer comes to me and says, Kevin, you're done. Cool. Here I was at the high of my life, boom, automatically thrown in there. How long do you think it took me to get out of that rut? Any ideas? Rut.
2 days.
2 days. I must have told this story before. It took me 2 days. 1 day of panic of, oh crap, what am I going to do now? 1 day, and the other half of that day polishing up my resume. And the second day calling my friend and say, you know what, I'm a free man. I'm no longer trapped by the corporate society. I can come out and I can now follow the dream and do what I want to do, which is helping people be more successful with their money. Okay? I've seen the damages that takes, and this was a great opportunity for me. I was grateful in that moment when my employer came to me and said, you're done.